Liberty Nation Radio, heard from coast to coast on the Radio America Network. And when I say coast to coast, I mean everywhere, including Alaska. A special welcome this week to the good folks of Kenai, Alaska, fairly near Anchorage, listening on KSRM 920 AM. Thanks for jumping on board. Remember that famous saying by Michelle Obama in the heart of the 2016 presidential election about Republicans? When they go low, we go high. But after sitting restlessly on the sidelines for the 2 years following his departure from the White House, Barack Obama put the gloves on and came out swinging at his successor during the midterm election campaign, and he now continues apace after the election to go anything but high. In fact, the former president sounds like a different man, bitter, angry, appearing to resent all of Trump's accomplishments, his achieving things Obama never achieved during his 8 years in office. The man of hope and change has descended to fear and loathing, and his comments this week were the most striking of all.
We are still confused, blind, shrouded with hate, anger, racism, mommy issues. We are fraught with stuff.
Mommy issues? Really? Does that sound like the same Obama who used his gift for soaring rhetoric to inspire Democrats and many independents to elect him twice to the most powerful position in the world? And on this business of Trump having mommy issues, perhaps Obama's engaging in projection by projecting his own daddy issues onto Trump. What do I mean by that? Well, Obama's father, Barack Sr., essentially abandoned his family, divorced the young Obama's mother after 3 years, and took off for Africa, where he advanced his Marxist ideology as a government official in Kenya, seeing his son one time for the rest of his life. And if you read Obama's book, Dreams from My Father, as I have, you understand his daddy issue. But now he says Trump has mommy issues. Now, this whole thing all started in the run-up to the 2016 election when Obama derided candidate Trump on numerous occasions for using divisive language aimed at his political opponents. The former president chided Trump for calling Obama the founder of ISIS. He told Trump to stop whining about the election being rigged. And when Trump continued to rail against Clinton, calling her crooked Hillary, Obama complained that the heated rhetoric was divisive. Since Clinton's resounding defeat, however, Obama has perfected the same tactics for which he endlessly scolded Trump. He suggested that the country was a much better place before Trump was sworn into office, as he basked in complimenting himself, perhaps aware that he can't attack Trump on the booming economy, the roaring markets, millions of new jobs created, and ISIS pretty much defeated. Obama has become obsessed with insulting Trump personally. He accused Trump of blatantly, repeatedly, boldly, shamelessly lying about the migrant caravan marching towards the U.S.-Mexico border. It's quite remarkable to see one U.S. president flat out call another a liar and then have the audacity to lecture others on civility. In September, Obama called his successor radical and a demagogue during a speech in which he referred to himself 79 times in under an hour. He went on to suggest that bigots and fearmongers are attempting to exploit politics, another not-so-subtle dig at the Donald. Before that, Obama said Trump has spent 70 years on this earth showing no regard for working people, unquote, apparently unaware or unwilling to accept that it was working people who elected Trump, many of whom voted for Obama twice and then for Trump. And Obama's now left trying to salvage his place in history. But listen to his comments this week about all the little people he had to deal with on his way up the ladder. And then, well, just listen.
So you start off, you're a community organizer and you're struggling to try to get people to recognize each other's common interests. And, you're trying to get some project done in a small community. And you start thinking, okay, you know what? This alderman's a knucklehead and, they're resistant to doing the right thing. And so you go to the state legislature and you look around and you say, well, these jamokes, you start getting that sense of, this is just like dealing with the alderman. Then you go to the U.S. Senate and you're looking around and you're like, oh man. And then when you're president, you're sitting in these international meetings and it's like the G20 and you got all these world leaders and it's the same people. Most of what you need to learn, you can actually just read Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss? What's happened to this guy? I mean, as I asked earlier, does this sound like the same Barack Obama? This man can't stand the idea that Trump is anything more than a complete failure as he and his cohorts predicted he would be. Not to mention a president fulfilling one bold campaign promise after another, mostly against the will of the political establishment, of which Obama is a certified member. Trump has wiped out almost everything Obama put in motion, and all Obama has left is the tattered remnants of Obamacare. One way or the other, the 44th president will have at least another 2 years and perhaps 6 to stew in his own juices and pray that the elite media continues to protect what little is left of his legacy and continues to ignore the roaring economy that even Obama admits but tries to take credit for. Plus record low unemployment, restored consumer and business confidence, and all the other things Trump has accomplished that Obama could not or did not. Quick break, and then we're back with Talkin' Liberty.